Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and I am a Java backend engineer. So this is my first video on YouTube and I thought I should start with showing my home lab. So welcome to the channel and thank you for watching the video. Let's start with the very basic. So what is a home lab? Basically, a home lab is a personal IT laboratory, a home-based environment where individuals can experiment with and learn about various technology and networking, server, and software. This is what the definition I found on the internet. For me, it's just like a tinker space for my likings. Okay, so why do you need one? Uh, they, there are multiple reasons. First of all, if you want to experiment and learn with technology, you need to have a lab where you can do some new networking stuff, maybe build a new software, try out Docker, Kubernetes, and whatever other applications you like. The second thing is you get unlimited storage. So once you have a home lab, you will probably have the very first thing which you will have is a NAS, which is network attached storage. So then you have unlimited storage, whatever you want to store on your personal system, and you have control over your data. So whatever you want to use, however you want to use, and then you can also automate your daily task, and these I will go in details when I start showing my home lab. And you can also minimize your footprints. So for example, you can minimize the ads which you see, the data which is shared with other companies as part of the agreements which these ads and other websites have. And then you have data privacy and security, so you are not exposed to external interference, as you can have multiple layer of security on your own network environment. And then you can also have simulation environment. So if you are in an IT, you can be in network security, where you can have a virtual environment which you do some SQL injection or some kind of network hacking or those kind of stuff. So you can have a simulation environment. Okay, so how does my lab looks like? So this is an overview of my lab which I have at home. So first of all, I have a Cloudflare tunnel which I have set up so that I can access my network from outside. So the Cloudflare works as a DNS. It creates a tunnel through my network provider, which I have two, and then I have a load balancer which basically routes my traffic from one or the other provider based upon how much bandwidth is available, based upon how much network congestion is there. And then next I have a router, which is pretty basic for any home. So the router is then connected to the two servers which I have. The first server has everything which is Docker related, so all the applications go here. There is also a 6 TB attached storage with it, so whatever I store, the files and everything goes here as a primary experimentation server. The second server which I have is more of remote access system, which I can access from outside the network if I'm not at home, and then I can log in into my network and do basically anything which I can do from inside the network. I can also do it from outside. So this also has a couple of different things for redundancy. So for PiHole, I have another PiHole running here. I have SyncThing application running here so that I can have a backup of whatever is stored on my 6 TB storage. It's just a 2 TB environment, so I only back up the critical stuff which I do not want to lose. And then okay, so let's go on to the actual environment which I have. So let's start with the home page. So for the home page, I use Homarr. This is an application which basically gives you a custom dashboard kind of view. You can use your own bookmarks and everything, but this environment gives me all the applications, and along with that I can also see the status of the applications. For example, when it shows PiHole, I can see that this is a green, that means PiHole is active right now. And then I can also have the status of different pods like Nginx, CasaOS, and bunch of other things, Guacamole, Plex. So let's go into these one by one. So Homarr is basically a dashboard, which I already said. It's a Docker container as well, which is running on my local system. And as you can see that we have this URL, homarr.abbhr.in. This is coming from PiHole, where I have basically mapped it to have whatever the name of any system which I want. So just a sec. Uh, okay, so PiHole is my DNS provider. I use it for my local DNS. What it does is basically it blocks any type of ad or any unwanted website or anything which I do not want to be accessed at my local system. So for example, you can see that it is already blocking 3% of the traffic, which is if I go into the logs, the query log, you will see that most of the traffics which will be blocked will be from some ad provider or something. So it blocks whenever there is an ad. It just blocks it. Okay, I cannot see it here, but maybe I can show it in detail. So let me turn on the live refresh, and if I go to cnn.com, you can see that there are ads which should be played here, but it's not there, and that's because these ads were blocked. Okay, so this is basically my DNS server, and I have a replica of it running on my other server just in case this goes down and I do not have access to the primary DNS. I will have a secondary DNS to use. Then there is Nginx. Nginx I am using for reverse proxy. So what it does is basically I can name my applications and then it maps to the IP addresses or the Docker containers. Basically, I do not have to remember the name of the container or the IP address. So that's there. This works in conjunction with the PiHole. So PiHole also has a local DNS record which I am maintaining. So if I write server1.abbhr, it will go this, and server2 will go here. Okay. Then I have CasaOS. CasaOS is basically a network file share. I'm using it as a file share. So I can look into my files, I can share my folders with other systems which are on the same network, and similar to that. So this is CasaOS, and then I have MySpeed. What MySpeed does is basically it monitors my network speed. It checks every couple of minutes. So for example, right now it's checking for every 30 minutes. So it checks every 30 minutes what the speed I am getting. If there is a speed drop or something, it plots everything so that I can look at it. And then I can also complain to my network provider if something is not working correctly. So as you can see, this is the minimum and the average speed which I have for the download, and for the upload I have this minimum and the average speed. Okay, so apart from that, I have SyncThing. SyncThing is basically for sharing my files across. So this I have two servers connected internally. So what it does is automatically replicates one of my shared drive to other ones. So in case my hard drive goes down or my server goes down, my second server will have the exact replica of everything. Not everything, but the only things which I am replicating, which is critical to me. So that's there. Then I have Zoneminder. This is basically my IP camera monitoring system. This has bunch of cool things. You can set up zones, you can have alerts and everything. For now, this is not running because I have turned off my IP camera, and that's why you are seeing no video URL here. So it's turned off. And then I have HomeAssistant, which basically is IoT hub for my entire network. So if I want to turn on some light, turn off some light, maybe do some automations. So for example, if I say good night, it will turn off all the lights in the house. And then we come to the dev part. For the dev, for now, I only have these minor containers. GitTea is basically a GitHub kind of environment, a GitLab kind of environment, which is at home. As you can see, this is red. So this Docker container is turned off for now because it's pretty resource intensive and I do not want to run it all the time. The Kimai is basically expense tracking or project tracking kind of application which I am experimenting with. Then I have Jenkins. This is for just maybe trying out some new pipeline, learning more how you can have a CI/CD working. This is just for my learning purposes, which I am looking into. And then we have N8N. This is for creating workflows, or sometimes when I try some agentic AI or something like that. This is for that purpose. And then when we come to utility, we have Guacamole. Guacamole basically remote access gateway. So that way, if I have to connect from outside my network, oh, sorry, I have. If I have to connect to my system from outside the network, I do not have to open a SSH port, or I do not have to do port forwarding or anything. I can just log into the Guacamole, and then from there it will be able to connect to any system whichever is on my local network. So for example, if I connect here, I only have SSH set up. So if I connect here, okay, probably the server is turned off or something. I will have to check. But basically, I can connect here, then I can connect into anything which is on my local network. So that's Guacamole. And then I have a Plex server, which basically is for media and entertainment. I'm only using it for watching movies and stuff. So as you can see, there is a bunch of cool movies, and this you can also share with your friend if you have a premium pass. You can share your library with your friends, and you can watch it together. Then I have Morphos. Morphos is just a file conversion server. So I do not want to expose my files to the outside system. So I do not want anyone else to look at my files when I do the conversion. I do not want to share it with the other providers. So that's why I have it deployed locally. I can probably just open some app, maybe. Yeah, I can try this and maybe convert it to PDF. This is my company's logo. So if I can convert it to PDF, I can just download it, and basically, yeah, this is what I converted. So this is a pretty handy file conversion utility which I am running as of now. And then I have Immich. Immich is similar to Google Photos, but instead of hosting your photos in the Google library, Google's data center, you have it on your own system, and then you can pretty much use it the same way. I have uploaded a couple of different random images just to show that what I can do with it. And it can also, like, if you upload, it can find duplicates, it can do a bunch of cool stuff like facial recognition and things like that. So this is very cool. I mean, this is almost as at par with Google's capability, and you are running it on home. So this is pretty cool application. And then I have Trilium. Trilium, I use it for Notepad basically, but this one has, if I can log in into it, this one is basically a note taking application where you can create some note. This is cool because you can have interlinked notes, and then when you look at this map view, you can basically go from one node to other, and you can see how they are interrelated. uh, so it's better than like just writing it on notepad and forgetting the file, where the files are, where the things are linked with. So this has the hierarchical view and interconnected node view as well. So that is something which I used for pretty much writing my notes and forgetting, and then coming back to it and saying, okay, this is how it is related and things. This is just an overview of how much traffic the DNS has blocked, and what percent of the traffic has been blocked, and now how many domains are on the blacklist. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So again, how it works is, if you are on the local system, all your DNS request goes to PiHole. So whenever you request for something.bbhr.in, it will go to your PiHole, and then PiHole will give the local IP addresses. So all these things are which are running locally. So for example, if I ping from within the network. If I ping image dot sorry dot in, then it is sorry. So it right now it's going to this is the wrong URL. So it is going to the Cloudflare because it is treating it as an external application. But if I write something like Immich, which is hosted locally, you can see that this is going to the local IP address. So that's how it's all working. If you are within the network, it will go to the local IP address. If you are outside the network, it will go to the Cloudflare tunnel, and then from Cloudflare tunnel, uh, basically something like I'm intentionally typing the wrong URL so that I can show you how it works. So if you are on the external network, it will go to the Cloudflare tunnel. Then you are asked to enter your email address, which only works with mine email address. So if you enter the correct email address, it will send you a code, and then you can log in to the web interface. Uh, this also gives me access to log in into my Guacamole, which I can use on web. So I do not need to install any client or anything on my system. In case someone is wondering why I'm not using VPN, the traditional VPN, because then you have to install some client. So I cannot just use it on the fly. This way I can use it on the fly. I can log in into anyone's system and access my home network, and as soon as I log out of it, everything is wiped out. So I do not have any kind of application which I need to install for the VPN and things. So yeah, so this is what it is. Let me know what do you think of it, and if you have any suggestions or if you have any feedback, please let me know through comments. Hit like, and this is my first video. Thank you.